Pittsburgh and all the things that he accomplished, that's something that is rarely duplicated by any other receiver in the NFL. And fast forward back to now, he's a Super Bowl champion. And he's shown that with the right guidance and the right patience that he could be an asset to your team. And with the Seahawks, I don't see why not you can add him, because you just tried on Josh Gordon and you lost him for the remainder of the year, and he's been suspended again. So you already have another roster spot open. So why not let it be filled in with Antonio Brown? With him, you got Phillip Dorsett, DK Metcalf, and if you throw in Antonio Brown, that could be extremely deadly if it goes right. The only thing that Seattle needs. Sorry.
What were you saying? My bad.
No, you're good. The only thing that Seattle needs to do now is to worry about the offensive line so Russ won't leave, because there has been a lot of news circulating about him being frustrated with the organization because of the offensive line. So, I mean, what's the point of having those receivers if you can have no protection and no time to throw the ball? So, Antonio Brown is a good addition, but they got more fish to fry.
Okay. Now, my only thing with that is I see nothing wrong with Russell Wilson calling out his offensive line, but Russell Wilson is a make-it-happen type of quarterback. And when you do that, you put your offensive line in jeopardy, because the offensive line is set to block one set or one scheme. The offensive line doesn't have eyes in the back. The defensive lines do. And so don't get me wrong, Russell Wilson is great, but when you escape out the pocket and you scramble, you put yourself in situations like that. And another thing, now, the first 8 weeks of the season, Russell Wilson played great. But we all know them last 8 weeks, Russell Wilson was not Russell Wilson. So if his offensive line wanted to come out and say that, they have a valid point.
Right.
But
okay.
Oh no, you got it. You got it.
That's just the one thing about Russell Wilson. Like, you have to. I understand his ability to scramble out the pocket is important, but the best thing for an NFL team is to keep your quarterback from playing hero ball all the time, because with that end, if he keeps escaping out the pocket that much, he's more at risk of becoming hurt. And he's more at risk of sustaining any type of injury that you don't want your franchise quarterback to have. So I feel like quarterback protection is pivotal. So Seattle has to listen to him as soon as he speaks about his O-line, and he has the right to call out the issues that the team has.
Okay. Now, what I would hope Russell Wilson can do is suggest one thing that will take the pressure off of him is running the football. And with Seattle, I don't know what it is, but their running backs can't stay healthy at all. But now, I think if Russell Wilson took that to management, that would help him out a lot, because if you can run the football, the running game opens up the passing game. So hopefully Russell Wilson can take that to management. All right. This is my last question, because I know you're busy and I know I got to let you out of here. Okay. The Western Conference is tight again, as you mentioned. And the Lakers superstar LeBron James has just went down in the West with the ankle injury. Wilson, which team, if not teams in the West, have the most pressure on them to gain seeding in the West now that LeBron James is injured?
Well, I feel like one obvious thing that a lot of people are forgetting under the radar is the Los Angeles Clippers. You have another team that's in your same building with the same exact record as you, about to make a major move this free agency and try to get a point guard. Whereas if you're LA, two of your star players went down, and now you have to do it on your young guys to step up the slack. So, like I mentioned earlier, if you mentioned playoff seeding, if LA goes all the way down to probably, 6 or 7, he has